Yo guys, what's going down? It's MC Noble here. Welcome back to another stream. Today we are going to be announcing the 4th gig of the year for me. So this year has been crazy. I've already done 1 gig, and I have now another 3 gigs lined up, and this is my 4th gig. So I'm actually back with Alliance for the Resurrection, and this is MCCJ's birthday bash. So MCCJ is from Scarborough. He's MC'd for quite a fair few years, and he is actually going to be his birthday. So Alliance, as he is an Alliance resident, are actually putting on a birthday event for CJ, and I've been invited back down to play for Alliance again, which I actually really like the atmosphere of Alliance, and not only the atmosphere, I actually do sort of really like the location. I like the venue where Alliance hold their events. It's sort of more pubby than clubby, but when they actually transform it into a club, it does actually give off quite a good atmosphere, and there's a really good stage area for the DJs and the MCs, and you really feel like you're not just in a corner of a room, and you do actually feel like you're on an actual little stage. And we have a barrier that blocks us, so when we're stood there MCing, it actually feels like we are on a stage and people can't come behind this barrier, and it makes you feel a bit more like you're an actual artist, and you're an actual, that you are actually performing at this event. So this is Alliance the Resurrection, and this takes place on Friday the 27th of March. That is actually the week after we go down to Keeping It Core in Birmingham. So this is actually going to be wicked. So I'm actually hosting another pre-party from 6 till 8 with MCs Frankie D and MC Shifty, and basically stuff like that, and it's a guest DJ, so anything basically anything can go down. I don't know who this DJ is myself, so for those of you who might want to know who this DJ is, don't ask me who he is, because I've got no clue who this guy is. It's a guest DJ. All I can tell you is there wasn't an original DJ that was going to go ahead and do this pre-party with us. The one who actually did my first pre-party Alliance, Kyle Rees, and he basically went ahead and rocked out and actually couldn't make the event for whatever various reasons. So we have a guest DJ. I don't know who that DJ is. Frankie D is actually one of the guys who runs Alliance, and Shifty is an MC that I've never worked with, and I'm quite looking forward to working with an event. To working with as an MC. I love to work with new people. So moving on to the DJs, we've got the DJs Excite, we've got Jambo, we've got Sweely, Mania, Perfect, New Flow, and then we've got the School Fuckers from Hull. If you don't know who they are, that's actually my good friend Simi, and he does like a B2B duo with one of his friends called Edo, and they do hard style Frenchcore. They basically do like really the proper like bang bang bong, the proper like boom 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 boom, the proper like anger fist styled music, and a lot of like reverse bass and stuff like that. And I knew sort of last year towards the end that there was a possibility they were going to be booked with Alliance, but there was nothing in the light. And if I'm going to be truthful with you, I'm looking forward to their set. at Alliance because it's something different, but I'm wondering how it's going to go down, because from when I've been to previous Alliances, a lot of the crowd, they kind of like a lot of Marquina, but more like bouncy vibes. They like the sort of like same with the hardcore, they like a lot of the sort of like Clubland hardcore remix sort of stuff, and they like a lot of Marquina, sort of like DJ moving remixes of old songs and stuff like that, you know, such as like DJ Sammy, Heaven and stuff like that, you know, Entrance, Set You Free, all them kind of like Marquina remixes and hardcore remixes. That's their sort of, you know, from what I've seen, that's their sort of like what they like, sort of like as in the crowd. And they also like a bit of old school happy hardcore as well. But we did Power Stomp at the last one, with the Stomping Crew, dropped a Power Stomp set, and if I'm going to be completely honest with you, it was kind of mixed. A few people left the dance floor, a few people stayed. It wasn't what I would call the best well-liked genre, Power Stompy, tracks that people didn't really know. Like I say, people like a lot of remixes, so like well-known dance tunes remixed, so that's what I sort of feel like the vibe is with Alliance. So I don't know, maybe school fuckers might absolutely blow the roof and have, you know, like a full dance floor, have like a full crowd, or maybe it just might not be something for Scarborough. And I guess, you know, when it's something like this, like it's one of them you don't know till you try it, you know, give them the chance. You know, I know they're absolutely excellent DJs, and you know, I love what they play, I do like what they play, but just judging from going to previous events and hearing what the crowd like, and obviously MCing for the crowd myself, I know that they are more into the bouncier, more sort of, a lot of people call it cheesy, but sort of like, you know, like I say, dance tunes and Clubland remixes. A lot of people, you know, from what I've seen in the crowd, like them sort of songs. And like I say, I've named some, you know, I could go on and name more, but I'm sure you get the point. So like I say, I'm really looking forward to actually playing this one. And then for the main event with the MCs, we've got MC CJ, we've got Steel. He actually didn't make the last Alliance because his car broke down on the way. We've got Vibes and Tripping. Now me and Vibes and Tripping had a little bit of an argument actually, so I'm hoping that when we go to this event we can kind of patch things up. Now what the argument was about is I will briefly tell you. Now basically what happened is a while ago they advertised on Facebook through their Vibes and Tripping page that they were looking for people to go live on their page. They were looking for like sets and things that they could upload. So me, obviously I was getting a few bookings in by this time. You know, it was sort of coming towards the end of 2019. You know, it was, you know, I was starting to do well. I'd done a couple of gigs. I was starting to, you know, I felt like I was improving, and obviously I wanted to take my next step with the MCing further. So I did what probably a lot of people did, and I sent them a link to my Mixcloud where I had a set on, and I sent a Pacific set, which was like a Marquina set because I know they MC to Marquina. Yeah, so basically I sent them obviously a link to my set, and they never replied. They basically said they basically, you know, never replied, never said they'd post it, never said they wouldn't post it. So you know, all of this blah 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 blah. So I was like, yeah, you know what, fair enough, why not? And stuff like that, and they actually had posted the set onto their page without me knowing. They'd sent the set. So basically, So basically I literally had no clue about this. I had no clue that they'd actually sent it. To be fair, I just genuinely thought they'd ignored me. And then quite a lot of hours later, I got a message back from them saying that they'd put their post up on, they put my post up on their page, blah blah blah. And then literally what had happened is a load of people in the comments section had been a bit hateful, been a bit hating, which I had no illiterate clue about this. I had no recognition that anybody was hating. Like I say, I never even knew, and this is the God's honest truth, I never knew that they'd even shared the link. I sent them the link and I thought they would say like, yeah, we'll post it now or we'll post it tomorrow, and then I'd keep an eye out for them posting it. But I had no recognition that they'd posted this, so I was as stuck as, I was as clueless as you lot are right now. Never knew that they'd posted it, and they had, and it was getting all this attention, was getting all this hate, people were laughing, people were saying, oh, this person can't MC, blah blah blah. And then someone I know who must follow these MCs had seen this happening, and they basically took to giving these MCs duos page a bad review, and basically started saying like, oh, I was a supporter of these MCs, but now I'm not because they think bullying's okay and this, that and the other. I had no recognition, and basically Vibes and Tripping went in a little bit of a huff with me, and said that I've got to accept that I get hate and stuff like that, which, I understand where they're coming from, but I had no recognition that they'd actually posted my set. And the thing that annoyed me the most is my friend jumped in and caused even more of a scene without even telling me that he was jumping in. He'd literally just I get in a way that my friend had the good intention. I get that my friend wanted to see me succeed, wanted to see me do well, and stuff like that, and was kind of like, these people shouldn't be hating, which people shouldn't be hating, that's a true fact. But when you're a musician, you get hate, and sometimes, as much as you don't like it, you do have to deal with it. And anyway, these Vibes and Tripping must have thought that I was in contact with my friend or something and telling him to say all this, and sort of like, in other words, running to him and saying, oh, these are all bullying me and blah blah blah. But that really wasn't the truth. Some people might think that maybe I did do that, but I'll tell you the God's honest truth, and I'll swear down on family that I actually didn't. Like I say, I had no recognition that they had posted my set. All I did was send them a link. They advertised that they wanted people to share, so they could share sets onto their page, people to go live. I thought it was a good opportunity. I wasn't with the Northeast page anymore, so I sent them a link. I also knew that they had originally been on an Alliance poster and couldn't make the Alliance event, so I was a bit like, yeah, you know what, this will be quite cool, introduction, see what they think of me. The thing that also annoyed me about Vibes and Tripping is they told me in the messages that they didn't think I was that bad of an MC, but obviously do improvements and ignore the haters. But then when you read the comments, they were actually laughing and taking the mick as well, and there was proof within comments that they were laughing and taking the mick as well, and kind of agreeing with some of the hate comments, which made me a little bit more peed off, the fact that they're supposed to be an artist group as well, and they were kind of agreeing with the haters, blah blah blah. But to cut the story short, hopefully when Alliance goes and kicks off, let's hope when Alliance does go and kick off, and when the event happens, we can put our differences aside, because I think the good MCs, I got a lot of respect for them, and life's too short to hold grudges against people. And I've got a feeling, not just with Alliance but with my MCing career, I have a feeling that it's not going to blow up, but I've got a feeling that before I decide to drop the mic or whatever happens, happens going forward, I have a good feeling that, you know, I'm going to get a few more bookings, whether they're local, maybe a few further away. And in my opinion, I don't feel like I can afford to be falling out with people on the scene, you know, people who are, you know, artists and stuff like that, and people, I want to get myself out there as much as possible. And I just got asked now if I wanted to do a booking. It was a booking that I got asked about a while ago, and a lot of things have changed with this booking, and I wasn't originally going to do it due to various reasons, and I'd heard different rumours about the events and the event promoter and stuff, and I'm, you know, I just, to be honest, I just thought in the goddamn end, at the end of the day, you know, it's a booking. And the way I see it is, I've got to take whatever's going in this scene. If someone else who runs another event has lip with somebody who runs a certain event, and or someone, you know, just doesn't get on with this person for whatever reason, that shouldn't affect me. You know, the guy who's just said about booking me for this event, he's never done anything wrong to me. He's never harmed me. He's never, you know, he's never done anything to pee me off. He's just running an event. He's giving me an opportunity to showcase my talent. So at the end of the day, I'm gonna say yes. And, you know, I don't want to offend people that maybe have, you know, differences with him, or think that, you know, not the sort of event that I want to be getting involved with. But if I'm gonna be completely honest with you, I'm just gonna roll with it. I'm just going to absolutely roll with the event. I'm going to smash the event, and it's just another booking, do you know what I mean? And I'm just thankful to get out there and do exactly what I can do. So anyway, going back onto topic, we also have MCs Active and Turbo. Now, they actually MC'd at the last couple of stompings, and I believe it's either Active or Turbo has been made a stomping resident. And to be honest with you, I was talking to either Active or Turbo last weekend at stomping, I think even both of them at one point, and they were down to earth people. You know, how did you start MCing? We got onto the topic, and Active and Turbo kind of, they stopped MCing for a good few years, and because of the rise of hardcore and events and things coming back, and because of stomping, you know, they've come to a few stomping events just as ravers, and they decided, you know what, let's jump back on the mic and give it another go. And now they're actually stomping residents, which I'm actually buzzing, and I'm over the moon for them. MC Carter is a guy from Scarborough. He goes by the name of Ben Carter, and he is an Alliance resident, and he's not a bad MC, to be fair. He's not one of these people that like full on MCs. He doesn't do lives like on Facebook all the time, and, you know, doesn't bring out all the raps. He doesn't put effort in like I do, and that's not, you know, giving him any downfall or any miscredit, but he's one of them, like, he'll jump on a mic at an event, he'll jump on a mic at a house party, but you won't see him, you know, you won't see him like bringing out, you know, rap tunes and, you know, writing loads of, you know, like new bars constantly, like I do. And then there's MCs Acid and MC Extreme, which Acid, I believe, has been at a few of the other alliances. I think Extreme as well, but I don't really know him, if that makes sense. You know, and I'm just like I say, I don't know them too well, but this is Alliance anyway, people, and I'm buzzing, and absolutely buzzing to do it. And that's not all I've got to tell you guys in this stream, because I'm on this Alliance flyer here, I'm on the next Alliance flyer, I'm on the next Alliance after that, an Alliance after that, and that is because last night I was officially 100% made an Alliance resident, and I literally cannot be any more happier that I am actually 100% an official Alliance resident, and I'm just over the moon. Like, what this Sean has seen in me and done for me has been absolutely fantastic, and I love the Alliance family right through my whole body, right the fact that they've made me a resident, like, I mean, you know, this time last year I was dreaming about getting put on an event poster, and now we're skipping a year forward. You know, this time last year I'd never even jumped on a mic in a nightclub before. We were literally about 3 weeks off my first ever nightclub set, and now we're fast forward into a year and I've actually got a residency with Alliance. I've got a residency which is absolutely fantastic, and like I say, this time last year I was dreaming about, you know, getting put on a flyer. This time last year I hadn't even come up with the song Out in the Garden. Out in the Garden is literally about 11 months old at this point. It was in February when I actually did Out in the Garden, and literally it's not even been a year since Out in the Garden. And literally so many things happened last year, and they were big things to me, you know, they were massive. I mean, Out in the Garden hit absolutely miraculous views. I still remember plain as day the night that I thought of the rhyme Out in the Garden, and I'm currently in a chat party with Rob right now, and I remember I got the rhyme in my mind and I sent it to him. I was late trying to sleep, the rhyme come into my mind, and I woke up, like I sat up and sent it to him. It was going up for 1 in the morning, and it was about a year ago, and I sat up and I had to eat, like, I just, you know, when you've got a good feeling, like I had such a feeling that song was gonna, that it was a good rhyme. And you know, when, like, you know, if I forgot about it, I would have kicked myself in the teeth. It would have been one of them where if I'd have gone to sleep and forgot about that rhyme and thought to myself the next day, what was that rhyme? Do you know what I mean? It would have been absolutely, you know, it would have been, I would have regretted it for months. I probably would still regret it now. So I sat up and I wrote that rhyme to him, like literally wrote the rhyme to him. And even he said at the time, that's a good rhyme, is that? And I added some stuff to it, and there was actually part of that track that I freestyled. I think I freestyled it, and I didn't actually put it in the official song, and there was some good bars in it, but literally just that rhyme has always been an absolutely wicked rhyme. So yeah, if you don't know it, the bars literally go, I was out in the garden cutting the grass while looking at next door neighbour's wife's ass. So the theme of the song is supposed to be like, it's a sunny day, I've been told to do the chores, I've been told to cut the grass, and literally we've got this next door neighbour, and she's out in the garden, it's summer, so she's, you know, she's like, you know, bikini tight sort of thing, chilling in the garden, walking up and down the garden, you know, sunbathing, all that kind of stuff. And I'm cutting the grass and she doesn't realise, and I'm sort of like staring across, and basically checking the girl out as I'm cutting the grass. And then, like, as she seemed to slowly walk past, and then I said, bloody hell, would you look at that? And then it's like she's slowly flicking her hair like she's teasing me, you know, as she seems to slowly flick her hair, in that pink bikini. You're turning me on, I swear. We'll have an affair and I'll come at you like a grizzly bear. So it's kind of like me sort of thinking, like, damn, if you keep going that, you're going to turn me on, and, you know, we're going to have an affair, and do you know what I mean? So it was an absolute wicked, you know, absolute wicked song, and it you know, it got it got thousands of views when Sound of the North East shared it. Good and bad reviews, but you know, it was still quite a, you know, popular song. But anyway, fast forward into now, I've got a residency, which I never thought in a million years that I would actually have a residency, that I would be able to sit here and tell you guys that I'm an Alliance resident. So there we go. So this is my attending poster. this is my performing poster. So MC Noble performing. The picture there is from me at one of the it was at the first Alliance. You can see me there on the mic. There's Kyle Rees there in the background. The barriers in front of me, and this is what I was telling you about with Bar to Be. You're in this like stage area, and it's absolutely fantastic. It's like a little step that goes up onto like a little miniature stage, and then there's like a little DJ booth in it. But really, like, it's perfect because you can put a barrier right near the step, and then you can have the DJ behind the booth, as you can see, and then I've got my little space to MC, and I've got space to walk around. There's a table at the side to the left of me. It'll be to the left of you, but I think at the time it would probably be to the right of me or something like that. But little table to put a drink down, and literally I've got space to step back or to move about a bit. Obviously people come up to the barrier, I can shake their hand, they can shake my hand, blah blah blah, and it's just a wicked atmosphere. There's just something about Alliance. It's just people, like I say, up for having a good time. And Alliance, you know, they're not in it to make a killing. They're not in it to, you know, to bring in dollar and dough. They're just, you know, they're in it for the people of Scarborough. You know, they just want to bring a good night out back to Scarborough like it used to be. And Alliance have certainly brought a good night out back to Scarborough. You know, we now have the return of Northern Uproar. There's people like Rock Eye and MC Banks going to Scarborough tomorrow. Like I say, with Northern Uproar, there's people like Scott Brown and Top Groove, and, you know, like people that rocked the scene years ago, and they're all coming back, and they're all like doing all these events. And Northern Uproar started in Scarborough because my friend MC Freestyle MC'd for Northern Uproar years ago. This is going back, you know, quite a fair amount of years ago. And then, as far as I'm aware, I think Northern Uproar moved up north. I think they changed and moved venues up north, and I think they actually went up towards Scotland even. And you know, and hosted events up in Scotland, where they did live shows as well. I'm sure, like, not too long back, they did a live feed on Facebook and had Scott Brown on the live feed, like actually mixing live. Crazy stuff. But it's coming back, you know. The scene is slowly growing. We've got old events that would have like packed up and finished, and they're actually coming back. And, you know, we've got all these new little hardcore nights coming up in the scene that are giving the newer people the opportunity. You know, like Alliance gives somebody like me the chance to get on the stage and showcase, obviously, my talent, and it showcases what I'm able to do, and it just absolutely makes it fantastic. So there we go. Anyway, people, I am doing Alliance The Resurrection, and I cannot wait. What can I say? So yeah, people, so if you can get down to this Bar to Be, make sure you come down and show your support. It's going to be wicked. Bar to Be is just literally opposite the Grand Hotel. If you are familiar with Scarborough, if you go via the train, you'll come to the station. You come out the station, and you'll see the road in the distance, that like where the actual road finishes, and it just becomes one big footpath like the High Street area. You follow it up, and you'll see all the shops. You'll see like a CEX, there's some banks and stuff like that. You'll walk past the shopping centre, you'll see a Poundland. You'll walk a little bit further up from the Poundland, and then you'll see a street to your right, and there's a McDonald's on that street, and then I think there's a KFC further up as well. If you actually follow that street down, if you go down past the McDonald's, I also think as well there's like a music shop on there, like a guitar shop. You follow that right to the end, you'll come to like a main road, and you'll see like you'll see the Grand Hotel, you'll see like benches and seats and stuff, and you'll see like a railing, and you'll be able to look down and you'll see onto the seafront. If you actually come to the end of that road, that little like street with the McDonald's on, and take a left, bar to B is just literally a couple of doors up. You cannot miss it. It's like an orange and blue building. It's brightly coloured. It says bar to B, and it's just an absolutely phenomenal place to be in. It looks very sort of like, on the outside you would expect it to be like a cheesy colour, like it kind of gives you the vibe of like a burger bar, like a diner, and then you go inside and it's actually quite a poshish sort of little pub. It's all nice and fancy inside, but outside you'd get that sort of like somewhere where you'd go and have like a full English breakfast in a morning type place. But anyway, if you can get down and show your support, that would be really, you know, it would mean a bunch to me. Like I say, wicked lineup, wicked people, pre-party from 6 till 8 with me hosting it live on stage. 27th of March. Make sure you're there. It's £5 on the door. What's £5 between friends? I hope to see your faces locking down and supporting as we take MC Noble through 2020. Without that being said, guys, please like, subscribe and comment. Like I say, sub if you are new to the channel, like the video, leave a comment, any questions you want to know about this gig, anything you want to know in general, feel free to drop a comment. I'll make sure to reply. If you want links to the event, if you want links to the location of the bar, sort of Google Maps, or the venue's Facebook page, just let me know via the comments and I'll add that into the description. But you know, you can just easily search Alliance Dance Events into Facebook, and you'll find everything that you need to know. So like, subscribe, comment, and peace out.